And we back. Now here in Chicago, Illinois last night, the Pelicans came to my city and took my first overall pick with a 6% chance. And I know that every other rebuilding YouTuber is going to do a Zion Pelicans rebuild. I am too, because there's some interesting things you could do with this team. Now, obviously, we have the first overall pick. We will be taking Zion. But even with them winning the lottery, Anthony Davis has expressed that he still wants to be traded. So our job is to A, draft Zion, B, trade Anthony Davis away, and C, try to win a championship, okay? And I think it's so many different things that could be done. So I think this offseason is about to be incredible. So shout out to the NBA for keeping it competitive and everything. People are super happy about the Pelicans winning it because it may be the end of the tanking era, because the Knicks fail, the Suns fail, the Cavs fail, and the Bulls fail. All teams that were tanking ended up having lower picks than what they wanted. And teams that weren't necessarily tanking jumped up. So it may be the end of the tanking era. We will find out. Okay, quick pause. I'm sorry. We will get back to the Zion video, but I got to promo this video the House of Highlights just released on their YouTube channel. They flew me out to New York to go against the king of the NBA highlight, Omar, to see who knows more about Derrick Rose highlights. And it was an amazing video. So after you watch the video, and yes, I said after you watch this video, click that link in the description and go let them know that you're part of Team No Overtime and you're supporting. I'll play a short clip right now so you know what you're getting into. It's a banger.
Oh, this is the easiest clip right here. So old Andre Miller's trying to guard him. He's gonna stumble back and like hold, try to catch himself. Derrick Rose is gonna go for the finish, 100%. Oh, this just feels so much better than losing. Man.
I buzzed in. It's an easy one.
You can't beat me. You can't win.
But the first thing we have to really figure out is where to trade Anthony Davis. Now, there are a few ways we could do this. We could trade him during the NBA draft, that's option A. Option B is to wait until after free agency, well, the beginning of next season, or we can keep him on the roster until the trade deadline, try to get as many wins as we can with Anthony Davis and Zion on the team together, and then we trade him. So there are a few different things we can do, but the first thing on the agenda is to go to the NBA draft and draft Zion Williamson, okay? It's no other person in this draft that I would rather have with that first overall pick, and here we are. So I went through the entire draft basically and traded each team the pick that they deserve or the pick that they got. So with the second pick, we had the Pelicans. I'm not the Pelicans. With the second pick, we had the Grizzlies. I'm guessing. In real life, they're probably going to go Ja. But this is 2K, so you never know. Oh, there's a trade. So the Grizzlies traded the second overall pick for Kevin Love and Larry Nance Jr. So there's the first 2K move. Y'all know. And then they draft Rui Hachimura. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. But that's the first thing 2K did wrong. I don't think the Grizzlies are trading this pick at all. I think they're taking Ja because Mike Conley's out of contract next season. They're probably going to trade him, and the future starts now. But for the Knicks, they end up with Ja. I'm not about to sit here and watch all of this. We're actually just going to go straight to the end of the draft. Interesting. So, yeah, 2K always gets it wrong. RJ's probably going to go to the Knicks in real life, and Ja's probably going to go to the Grizzlies. But that is. Okay, so now we have a difficult decision. Because in my mind, if we trade Anthony Davis now and we trade, who else is on? Solomon Hill now, we'll have enough money for a max free agent. But that's only if we trade Anthony Davis for players on rookie contracts, right? So obviously this trade looks enticing. Because they are on rookie contracts. The LeBron James trade, give them Zion and Anthony Davis. Get out of here. You kidding me? But none of these trades are really popping out to me as far as realism goes. They don't really pop out. So I think we're going to hold on to Anthony Davis for right now. We're going to let a couple of these guys walk. I'm going to let Jaleel walk as well. We're going to bring back Christian Wood because in the last half of the season, Christian Wood actually played pretty solidly. So we're going to trade Solomon Hill in a second-round pick to the Hawks, free up a little bit more money for free agency. They get a second-round pick to take on his bad contract for a year. So, boom. Okay, so free agency kind of went exactly as I wanted it to. We picked up Nikola Vucevic. Obviously, because we're trading Anthony Davis, we're going to need another center. And I like Vucevic alive as an all-star this year, and you pair him alongside Drew Holiday and Zion. I think it's going to work well, especially since Vucevic can pop the three, and he can let Zion work down low if he need to. And then the rest of the team is trash right now, but of course, with an Anthony Davis trade, that should change because we're going to get more than one piece for Anthony Davis. We need a new point guard and a new small forward, and then boom, here we are. We're back into playoff contention. Simple. So we're going to try to do the Clippers deal. And I don't know how it's going to go. All right. So we did the Clippers trade. Okay, so we traded Anthony Davis to the Clippers. And we got back Gallinari, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Landry Shamet. And we also got that Miami Heat first-round pick. I think that trade is pretty decent for us. And then the Clippers now have Anthony Davis, Jimmy Butler, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Will, and Derrick Rose. So their team's looking pretty good themselves, and I think our team looks a lot better. We're going to make Gallinari go back to his natural position of small forward. And a lot of people think that when they trade Anthony Davis, they're going to get his 1 star in return. Obviously, that's not how it's going to go, and I think this helps us out a bunch. We got young players to build with Zion and Landry Shamet and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And then we got some now players to help us be competitive in Drew Holiday, Gallinari, and Nikola Vucevic, okay? So we're going to get to sim in some games. I'm going to fix this rotation a little bit, and then we're going to sim. And since I do believe we're going to be in the playoffs this year, I'm going to trade our first-round pick for Will Barton to come off our bench. He'll be a very, very good 6-man. I know in Denver, he had been started pretty much this entire season, but I think he's naturally a 6-man. I think he could be one of the better 6-mans. All right, so here we are. This is our team. I do think we're a playoff team, especially when Vucevic get that morale up, and we're going to win a bunch of games. I want, of course, look, we made Gallinari small forward. He's almost a 90 overall, by the way, for y'all that weren't paying attention, because I sure wasn't. I did not see him go up to basically a 90. And we do have Isaiah Thomas getting minutes, which I'm not opposed to just yet. We'll see how he plays, and if he's trashed, then we'll get rid of him. But right now, I need Gallinari to play good minutes, Drew Holiday to play good minutes, since he's one of the best two-way players in the league. And we don't have a backup center. So actually, let's take care of that problem right now before I forget. Okay, the Heat are going to straight up give me Willie Reed, which is fine. He'll be a okay backup. That's all we need for him. We need like 8 minutes a game. That's it. All right. Okay, so here we are. Let's go win. So we're about halfway through the season, and we're playing pretty well. We're 31-20, which is pretty good for a team that, just made some big trades. Gallinari said he would re-sign back, so we're trying to get him back on a okay deal. I hope I don't offend him with this one. Okay, he accepted. Cool. So Gallinari will be back next season. Isaiah Thomas is actually playing surprisingly well as our backup, so we're keeping him. And I guess since we're basically at the halfway mark, I'll show y'all the stats for this first season. Vucevic is leading us in scoring, but right behind him is Zion. They're rebounding like crazy down there. Is our 4 and 5, which is perfect. Gallinari's averaging 16 points per game on 45% shooting. Drew Holiday's averaging 16, 4, and 6. Part of me is looking at Drew Holiday and wanting to potentially make a trade just because at 29, you saw he already got a little bit worse. And maybe we could get something for him. But I mean, I wouldn't do this trade right now. I wouldn't do any trade right now. I'm just kind of seeing what the market is like for him, and it's still pretty good. So we're gonna keep him around, and if we have to, we'll trade him beginning of next season or something. If his overall goes down even more, like this trade right here would be, oh my god. But not right now. We're winning games. It would be crazy to make any drastic move. So I'll see y'all in the playoffs because we're going to be there. So James Harden won MVP. Our boy Zion won Rookie of the Year, averaging about 20, 12, and 4, 2.5 blocks, a steal. He did his thing. Jabari Parker won 6th Man of the Year. Giannis Defense Player of the Year, Most Improved to D Book. And Nick Nurse wins Coach of the Year. Now, my question is, do we have anybody from our Pelicans team? Zion is 2nd team All-NBA. And Vucevic. Come on, man. Tell me that was a bad signing. Vucevic, 2nd team All-NBA. His numbers weren't even super incredible. Oh, well, he did average 14 boards and stuff. So, I'm ready. Let's go for this playoff run, man. This playoff run is here. Zion, 2nd team All-Defense, by the way, if you were wondering. So, we ended up as the 3 seed, which is very, very good if you ask me, after one season. We're going to take Willie Reed's minutes away. We're going to give some to Will Barton to be that 6th man for the playoffs. We got some Gallinari's a little bit tired. Ain't no time to be tired, bro. We're going against the Timberwolves, who made the playoffs. They picked up Jordan Clarkson, Alfred Camino. They made some decent moves, but they should not be a match for our Pels. We lose game 2. Okay, we're not losing the first round, are we? Come on, boys. Let's fight hard. Come on, Zion. Let's go. One more game. Get out of the first round. Game 7. Okay, jeez, if we would have lost game 7. It went to OT. And we have our boy Vucevic and Shea coming up big for us. When Zion had an off night, Vucevic and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander performing. So next we're going against Denver. Denver were the 7th seed, and they beat that Clippers team with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, Jimmy Butler, Lou Williams, and Derrick Rose. They got eliminated in the first round to this Denver team. They beat us 1 game. We beat them 2 game. 3 game, they beat us. Oh, don't tell me the 7th seed about to beat us. Okay, 2-2. 3-2 our favor. Let's go. Come on, man. We're going against Houston. We locking James Harden up. We got Drew Holiday on him. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we lose. Okay. Game 3. Yes. Come on, man. We took a game in their hometown, and we in New Orleans celebrating because we're in the finals. The Raptors. The almighty Raptors. Y'all know the 2K gods love the Raps. 1-1 going into game 3. We take game 3. Game 4. We take game 4. Game 5. Come on, man. Vucevic wins Finals MVP. Zion, Rookie Year NBA champion. Obviously, that's not super realistic, but I don't think we made any trades or did anything unrealistic. I think the trade that we did make was a fair trade, and it's a trade that the Clippers would have taken in real life. We gave Vucevic his bag, and he performed. 18 and 17 in the finals. I feel good, so good that we're going to try to repeat because I'm honestly just curious to see how good Zion gets after 1 year of winning the championship. So since we don't have our first round pick, I don't care about any of that. We're going to go straight to team and player options. We already re-signed Gallinari. I was going to trade Drew Holiday. Thank God we didn't, because we may not have won a championship if we did. We bring him back, of course, Landry Shamet after his good sophomore season, and Shea after his good sophomore season. Anthony Davis declined his option, but that's something they knew. They knew that there was a chance that he didn't come back. So maybe he still does. Imagine if we re-signed him. That would be legendary, but we don't have the money. The Clippers and the Warriors have some money to throw him. We don't have much money. Our point guard position, we need to back up PG because Isaiah Thomas is no longer here. Shooting guard position, we're good. Small forward, we're good. Power forward, we're fine. I like that Zion doesn't have a backup because he gets to play all those minutes. And center, we're good. Oh, Willie Reed got really good. Y'all see Willie Reed's numbers? Hold on. He's now a 78 overall. He only averaged 2 points per game for us. But I take those. So we need to get a backup point guard for Shea. And we actually got an okay amount of money. I would like to get a backup point guard for Shea that actually scores the ball. And Sebastian Napier could be that guy. Even though last year he didn't really play. But the year before that, he averaged about 10 points per game. So let's bring in Sebastian Napier on a 1+1 team option. And he resigned. Isaiah Thomas, we letting go. Torrey Craig, Reggie Bullock, we're going to let go. So let's get another small forward that we can afford. Actually, let's make sure we get Sebastian Napier so we don't mess up his bag, even though it's like a $3 million deal. But I would take a $3 million deal. All right, so we're going to go to player progression. I also picked up Mo Harkless to be like a third-string small forward and kind of a backup power forward when we need him to be. Zion jumps up. He is now a 89 overall. Vucevic stays the same. Gallinari gets better after that championship run, which is weird because his three-pointer went down, but his overall went up. So that don't make much sense. Drew Holiday, again, gets a little bit worse at 30 years old, but he's still a lockdown defender at an A-. Three-point shot gets a little bit worse. Shea gets up a little bit to an 80. Will Barton goes up. Sebastian Napier and Landry Shamet. All of our younger guys are getting better. And Willie Reed, I mentioned that already. So I'm feeling good about a potential repeat. We're going to go to training camp. We're going to send Shea to shooting camp because we need him to shoot the ball a little bit better. And we're also going to send Drew Holiday to shooting camp because we did just see his shooting go down a little bit. So let's bring that back up. Okay, so we're back, and I like the way our rotation looks. I'm going to take a couple minutes away from our bench players and give Zion about 38 minutes a game. We'll also give Vucevic some minutes because, I mean, he was our finals MVP, y'all. So let's see if we could potentially repeat with basically making no moves. Jokic won MVP. I like to say that. Ricky Eddie went to some dude that don't matter. Gordon Hayward went 6th man of the year. Anthony Davis, still a Clipper, when Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved went to Capella. And then we have Coach of the Year going to Brett Brown. Zion Williamson, first team All-NBA. He averaged 23, 13, 5, 2, 2.5. He got better in every aspect of basketball, even his three-point shot and his free throw. Come on, man. He's a 91 overall now. I love it. I love it. I love it. Our boy Vucevic is there too, and y'all was laughing when I signed him. Actually, I don't know if anybody was laughing, but I figured that some people were going to tell me, Kenny, that's a bad signing. But here we are. He's been an All-NBA player twice with us. All right. So we were the 1 seed. So we got better from last year, which is amazing. I had a feeling that some teams were going to figure us out, but apparently they couldn't do it. They couldn't even do it. We got so much firepower. The Lakers. Who's on the Lakers? Oh, they beat us, by the way. So they got LeBron, JJ Redick, Kyle Kuzma, Mason Plumlee, Nazir Little, Lonzo Ball. Team is cool, but they shouldn't be beating us game 1 in our home court. Yeah, come on, fight back, boys. We're not going out. Not to no Lakers. The Lake Show? Oh, it's 2-2. They got LeBron, so, you know, things are good when you got LeBron in the playoffs. But, oh my God. Okay, game 7, we blew him out. LeBron played his game. He played very good, but the rest of the team didn't show out. All right, Houston, Western Conference Finals rematch from last year. A dub for us. A dub for us. A dub for us. Listen, if you are a Pelicans fan in real life, you should be super ecstatic because there are some good things that can happen to your franchise over these next couple seasons if your front office makes the right trades and everything. And they got basically a new front office. So I would feel confident in the boys that when they do trade Anthony Davis, if they trade Anthony Davis, they'll get back something in return that's going to help y'all out in the future. Now, this is a bit unrealistic because I doubt the same year y'all trade Anthony Davis, y'all going to be in the finals. But you know, give it a couple years with Zion and you're rebuilding and you could be there. We're back in the finals against Philly this time around. Game 1 is a dub. Game 2 is a dub. Game 3 is a dub. Oh, my God. Did we just sweep the – yep, there it is. And then this time Zion wins finals MVP. All right, boys. He only shot 15% from 3. That's not good, Zion. It's not good. But that's it. If you did enjoy the video, leave it a like. It was just a super fun thing. I may do one of these for, like, my Bulls since we ended up with a 7th pick, you know, and that sucks. Regardless, I'll be back. Peace.